Robertson's, never ever beaten. Australia's #1. We'll get the goals, boys, right from the jump.
And welcome back. And of course, this afternoon we have the preliminary final. It's a big game, naturally, but it's also a magnificent occasion out of St Albans because, by popular demand, the great, heavily rated radio show 94.7 The Pulse from 12 o'clock every Saturday morning. Hashtag Giddy Up with our friend John Mitchell, of course, and Mark Spider Brady and Jason Stolk and Andy Richards, if he's not having a freebie somewhere around the track.
I think he is.
He's coming out. They're coming out and they're going to do it live at St Albans.
I don't think Andy will be there.
Not there again?
I don't think so.
Live at St Albans ground on Saturday.
Fantastic. We'd love all our listeners to come along and say hi.
Yeah, both of them to come up and say good day.
Yeah, a couple of them.
We've
only got two,
yeah,
but
that's
okay. If we can get four, we've doubled our audience.
Well, let's tell them to go up there this afternoon from midday and make themselves known to you.
Beautiful.
And probably suggested you should be running for mayor again or something like that.
Well, that'll never
Why don't you wear a wig?
Well, I could do that.
Fair enough.
That's not a bad idea. Show me abs.
Your abs, yeah, okay. But congratulations to me, by the way. It's been a great show.
Yeah,
and it covers all local footy and the AFL.
Yeah, and other stuff.
And other stuff, yeah. And it's got a great listening audience, a bit of a cult following, I know that. And it's been fantastic. So, great this afternoon, midday out at St Albans ground. Yeah,
no, it'll be good. It'll be good. It's always good to. We did it once from Thompson this year, and it was really well received. And it's good to get out there and have people. A bit of banter with people in the crowd. It's
Absolutely.
Good. Fantastic.
All adds to the finals atmosphere.
Absolutely.
So it is, as I said, a great game on this afternoon. Cutthroat game. If your side's not in it, you'll enjoy it better. If your side is in it, like my mob, North Geelong Magpies and the Inverleigh Hawks, well, we all know what happened a couple of weeks ago when these sides played. Inverleigh Hawks came out to play and they were absolutely sensational. Mitch, can they turn the form around, the Magpies?
Yeah, look, I think they can, Dick, to be quite truthful. I think it'll be a ripping game. Last week, I don't think give a great indication of what will happen this week. Inverleigh were a little flat, as we said in the other segment. Hyvens was down a little bit. I think he'll be better this week for the run. He won't be playing on a big, solid fellow in the ruck. And North Geelong, to me, defended a little better last week than what they have been doing in the past. They've certainly learnt from what they had, and they played a ruckman, which you need to do against Hyvens. Parker Ford was an interesting one for me.
Yeah.
Parker Ford was an interesting one. He's a really good player, Parker. He uses the ball well. He's a good mark, very agile. So I think that was a good move. Ricketts certainly will probably end up back on Mickarellan, and I think that will help North Geelong. Inverleigh, they have Rusty running around. They have, all those little blokes chomping around. So it's going to be a great game. One of the key battles will certainly be Allen at full forward and probably Ricketts. I think whoever wins that battle will determine who wins the game. The ruck contests once again, but I think North Geelong would have learned from Hyvens hitting the ball 20, 25 metres their way, so they can defend against that a little better. I think they got a little bit of a wake-up call, and if they defend the way they did on Saturday and then push forward, I think they will just get the chocolates. But it could go either way. Both sides have had a great year, and best of luck to both of them. It wouldn't surprise me if Inverleigh won, but I'm going to pick North Geelong in a tight one.
Okay, Alex, I must admit I noticed something with the league leading goal kicker and Whitley medallist Jamie Pittman last week. The Bannockburn people and the players, they weren't on him as closely as what the Inverleigh guys were.
Yep.
He seemed to have 2 or 3 on him every time he went near the ball, Inverleigh, which was good tactics, but I suppose if 2 or 3 are on him, there's 2 or 3 players that aren't on their man for Inverleigh as well. But it seemed to work, and they looked at him as being the key. Do you think that they'll do that again, or do you think the North Geelong Footy Club might have woken up to that little tactic?
Oh, there's so many men on the panel, so many different ideas. You just don't know until 2:10 when the ball's bounce that way. And that's what we got from talking to Jeff on this same panel last week. Look, my tip, I can't look you in the eye and say that my tip is Inverleigh, but don't tell Dick.
Don't tell Dick.
Sorry. It's the youngsters that keep, and obviously I look at them each week, each morning, but Pittman, a great effort, but to see Ryan Garrard poll, I think, 20 Whitley medal votes for someone of his age, you mix him with a Grozdanovsky, who I was a teammate of at under 18 level, you mix him with that, and yes, we've got Alma, of course, but in terms of those crummers that can get that snap, get that winning moment, I'm just leaning towards the Hawks.
You wouldn't think Keys would be a good crummer? Oh, you don't think Keys would be equal to those blokes? Like Keys is an ex...
was a GFL player.
GFL player, premiership player. Like, I mean to say, Garrard, they're all terrific players, but I think the midfield battle, in all honesty, I think the midfield battle will be pretty even because they've both got good, strong midfielders.
They sure have.
Both have.
But I'm talking, each end, getting out of goal, getting in front of goal. All over the ground, quality is even.
Absolutely.
But just in terms of quantity in those pockets, which obviously I see a fair bit of, I'm leaning towards Inverleigh. So, but going back to what you said, Mitch, in terms of the big man battle, I mean, look at the gap between us. That's just because Mick Allen's left. So obviously they've got a big target, and Pittman, well, enough said.
Can the number 22, I forget his name now, who played a super game on Pittman. He was as strong as Pittman for Inverleigh. He was as strong as Pittman last time. The question for me is, can he do it again? There's no doubt Pittman's one of the keys, but North Geelong, if they just continually pepper the ball at Pittman and don't use the people around them on that big ground, there's more one-on-one contests than what there are on a small ground. I know that sounds silly, but that's what happens because people get isolated. And if they just keep funneling the ball to Pittman time after time after time after time, Inverleigh will be able to cut that off.
That's right.
But I just think North Geelong. Well, Jesus, they've got enough bloody coaches out there. They've got more coaches on the ground there than I've never seen. The biggest panel I've ever seen in my life. Now, if they can't work that out, well, they should sack a lot of them, to tell you the honest truth.
I just like to see Parker play on the forward line.
Oh, he's a terrific
It's
player.
amazing, and I'm not going to tell Daniel Kerr to coach the footy side, but when they play him on the back line, I sort of look at that as being a little bit negative for such an attacking ball player, a dangerous player like he is. And as you talk about options, I mean, if Pittman's not getting the ball, Daniel Kerr, Parker, there's tremendous options there. Tommy Matheson.
Matheson's a really good player. But that young fella, number 19 on the wing for, who's that?
Darcy, he's all right.
Darcy Eales is good. What about the young fella from St Joey's that plays on the wing there for Inverleigh? He's a ripping player.
I know
He's a ripping player, a real good kid. But it's going to be a great game all the way around. To say, there's a number of there's the potential for a goal feast. But I think the game will be won in the ruck and at both ends of the ground and with the pressure. If North Geelong can apply pressure, because there's no doubt Inverleigh will apply. Now, if North Geelong can apply the same pressure as Inverleigh, we're going to have a cracking game. So if anyone's not doing anything today, look, by all means, get out there and have a look because it'll be a great game of GDFL footy.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a great game. There's no doubt about that. And I'd just like to think that it'll be a close game. I won't use the dry cleaner joke, but I'll tell you what, I'll be worried if it gets a little bit too close. We're going to go out of the show with a little track.
Just before we go, Dick, excuse me.
Sorry?
I've just had a text message. Grubby, I'm wondering where he is. Someone said he's on his deathbed.
What?
Whoa.
The little fella.
On his cot?
he's in his cot. He's in his cot. Well, if he's in his cot, he just sent something through. He's picking Inverleigh.
Okay.
He's picking him, so that means North Geelong will win.
He doesn't like North Geelong.
So that means North Geelong will win if he
Jason Doherty used to do that gag. I say, you don't like North Geelong, so you know I just hate you. So I get that all the time. Don't worry about it. That's all right. I'm going to go out of the show with a little track which Johnny Pope has absolutely been ghosting us about. Something to do with the 2008, I think it was, when the Belmont Lions... 2007.
That wasn't... They cancelled that season.
Oh, they should have.
Well, that was the season of the drought, wasn't it? When no one... And they
enjoy this little track, folks.
Scrobble off.
You guys, we'll see you all there this afternoon. Enjoy #Giddy Up at 12 o'clock. Hope your footy side wins, and we'll see you again next Saturday morning for grand final day.
Good idea, Dick.
Goodbye.
We are the pride of Belmont Town. We are the Belmont Lions. The best team in GDFL. We've been there for some time, and now we are ferocious, so other teams beware. We'll hunt you down and destroy you, 'cause the Premier flag flies here. We are the Belmont Lions, the mighty Belmont Lions. We're working overtime, you can hear us roar. We are the number one, we prove to everyone that we can get it done. And now we're